Welcome back everybody to another boiler retrofit. We're going to be tearing out this beautiful Olson here, removing it, replacing it with the combi unit. We're also going to be taking out this hot water tank. We're going to be using our venting up here, or our common vent as our chase for our combustion air and exhaust to go up through the roof, so that'll be exciting. Originally we were going to do this in this beautiful mechanical room. Not anymore. What we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking this all out, and nothing's going to go in here, but everything's going to go on the other side of this wall. It's basically underneath the deck on the other side that's going to be heated, and that's where the boiler is going to go. We're going to run our gas venting out there, and our gas piping, water lines, everything out there tied in, and do our mechanical room on the other side. The reason why, we're going to be freeing up all this space so that they can do a beautiful bathroom in here, because they have an Airbnb, which makes sense. I don't see any issues, don't see any problems with that, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to make happen. So right now today we're going to be putting some plywood up and mounting the boiler, and we'll see how that turns out. And welcome back everybody. Just like that, we are done. We're actually currently just finishing everything up. We came in on a Sunday with a crew here just to finish some of the tie-ins on the other side of this wall, but we're complete, we're done. So much in fact, we were not in the mechanical room anymore. We are actually in the pool shed room, which is just adjacent of the actual mechanical room. So it actually worked out very well. We could put all our lines, supply and returns in, through, and out there, and connect on the other side. Now we also ran a joint supply and return off here to pick up just a small baseboard radiator to help keep this particular room warm. And that's exactly what we've done here. We have our boiler room and free space, which handles both those areas. Our other zone, main floor west side, as well as main floor east side. Now, for some reason, those two zones, zones 2 and zone 5, are tied together with one thermostat. Don't know why they did that, but obviously it did. If the customer ever wants to change it down the road, we can do that. We just need to run another thermostat wire to a place that they want. But until that happens, we'll do it as we had decided to do with the job and completed it as per the quote. And we're done. Now, also 2 basement zones, basement suite 1 and basement suite 2, just how they've broken it down, because they run an Airbnb out of this particular residence. But different than we've done in some other boiler systems, just because we were limited on height and space. So consequently, we didn't use a low loss header. What we did is we used the principle of closely spaced tees. And that is basically zone 5 is our first one taken off. Supply, return, supply, return, supply, return. But this is our main primary loop. Goes all the way back into the boiler system there. And on our return, we go into our magnetic filter, and then goes actually back into the boiler and comes out through the supply. Very neat, very clean underneath here. Got all our valves. I'm not a fan of using some of the flushing valves that come with it. I just like doing my own setup, and that setup just looks really good. Just because it's simple and easy, and it's not convoluted with having so much stuff back there. Quite simple to understand. So condensate obviously comes down here with a union into an acid neutralizing condensate pump, which pumps it out. Over here we have our controls. Zone control handles all 5 zones. None of them are calling right now. This thermostat controls this zone here, as well as that free space, plus these 2 are domestic cold, domestic hot, going out and in. and into that mechanical room. We put some literature holders up there for the manuals, and we also have controls. So if they don't want to have any heat going on, kill that, kills power to that. Perfect for summertime shutdown. Otherwise, we're getting into fall, they'll want that. The boiler obviously is the main power of the boiler, and our lights come on motion activated when you come into the mechanical room. Looks really good with the lights off, obviously. I think it just gives it that extra pop. Some of our competition calls it fluff. I call it professionalism, and great branding, because never before has it been so good to have a Canadian themed company, especially with the current political climate we have. So it's been doing really good for us, and we're going to continue on to do it. But also just adds a bit of visual eye candy, bit of art, but some practicalness too, right? It actually just highlights what each zone is doing, supply and return for that specific zone, for that area of the house. Really easy to diagnose. We obviously got our pressure switches in here. You know, if we need to do something, get an airlock, we can easily flush it out. We have control over the system, unlike the old system that we had, which was far from that. It's simple, it's clean. We've taken up, what, you know, 2 4x8 sheets of plywood basically on this wall, and it's done, and they can still use the rest of the mechanical room, right? So, and well, this is not even the mechanical room. The old mechanical room is going to become a bathroom, because they, like I say, they run an Airbnb, but this was just the most logical use of space. And I agree. I think it was the best choice. Natural gas came down here, nice, clean, into our tea. And of course we have our lovely labeling there for everything that we can at least label on this system. And of course all our pumps are labeled corresponding to our zones. Use the Axiom glycol feeder here rather than a boiler feed. And I really like it. It's going to show if our water level's coming down, gives a visual representation for the homeowner. Hey, do I have a problem? Do I have a leak? Expansion tank right above it. Of course, easy to service. Everything has its own shutoff. And we did add a micro bubble resorber here at the end in lieu of not having a hydraulic separator. I always like to put one of these in, and they just quiet the system down like no tomorrow, and they get all that air out. So I think the homeowners are going to be very happy with this system. And once again, RINNAI, great setup, great boiler system. Going through the programming takes a bit to understand, but once you've got it, you're set to go. So anyways, guys, this is James from Canuck Mechanical signing off, and we'll see you on the next boiler install.